At about 12:30 a.m. on July 19, 2022, Deputy Kiana Lewis and her partners were conducting a criminal investigation near the intersection of Yorba Linda Boulevard and Eureka Avenue in the city of Yorba Linda, when a Chevrolet Silverado traveling approximately 60 miles per hour crashed into an Orange County Sheriff's Department patrol unit. The impact of the crash pushed the unit up onto the sidewalk, hitting a supervisor unit and causing that unit to hit 3 deputies and a sergeant. Deputy Lewis was struck and dragged underneath the supervisor unit, the wheels pinning her to the ground. With Deputy Lewis trapped under the SUV, Sergeant Brian Robbins immediately requested assistance from the Orange County Fire Authority. Deputy Lewis's partners worked to keep her calm until help arrived.
From that point, the first thing I saw is I looked over at Sergeant Robbins. Sergeant Robbins, I could tell he was counting all the deputies to make sure everyone was still there and still alive and the status of everybody else. He ran over, got down on his knees, held my hand, and he told me to stay calm. I told him at that point, Sarge, I need you to call my mom. My mom's a nurse, as well as a resident in Brea, and I knew that she would be able to make it to the scene and be able to assess my injuries, as well as accompany me to the hospital. I knew things weren't good. I was thinking that this could be a career-ending injury. I was thinking there's a possibility I might lose my legs. There's a possibility I might not walk again. I had so many things planned. I was actually gonna go try to hike Mount Whitney a couple days after the incident happened. I remember thinking into the future and thinking of all the possibilities and all the things that I was already thinking about trying to accomplish and do, how all of that was gonna be put on hold, how my life was gonna completely change. When the fire department arrived, they assessed the situation and they realized that they were gonna have to extricate me from underneath the vehicle. They had specialized tools that helped lift the patrol unit off of my legs, and they were able to pull me out onto a backboard. Once I was on a backboard, they braced both legs and then got me on a stretcher. Once I was on the stretcher, they were able to transport me to the ambulance. As of today, my injuries that I sustained were a closed displaced fracture in my left ankle from the tire rolling over it. Both my ACLs in both knees were sprained. I had major cartilage damage in both knees that require surgery, as well as, it's called debridement, where they need to clean up the area, the inflammation, all the extra fluid that has built up from the incident. After more extensive examination, it was determined that I was going to end up needing surgery on both my knees in order to repair the damage. Otherwise, I wasn't going to be able to step up, squat, do anything with my knees in a bent position with body weight or anything more than that. I think if I could speak to other deputies in terms of this incident, one of the major things that I would say is how important physical fitness is. I was told when I was in the hospital on the initial assessment that had I not been in any kind of physical shape that I was, my legs would have been completely shattered. I think with this incident, I think I could have let it totally ruin my life. I could have had a completely different perspective and outlook on life. But I didn't want to let what happened to me make me want to spread hate in the world. Even though I don't completely understand why this happened to me, I know that this is a very important building block to who I am as a person and the purpose that I have in my lifetime.